All the way from Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, and Dallas, Texas. It's the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast.
And we're live. We're back on Skype and we are in video form. It is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Anthony, can I get a proper intro?
Yeah, hey, welcome to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, the producer Anthony, along with co-hosts Tommy and Theron. T-Money is all the way from Texas. Crazy times, as always. And, yeah, I've just been rotting my brain with Red Dead Redemption 2, trying to get my mind into the Old West and out of what's happening here in the crazy streets of Portland.
If you ride a horse through downtown, are you okay? Will it not like the government won't take you away and take away your rights?
They promote you to ultimate citizen.
You become honorary sheriff. It's like
you get a key to the city.
This guy has a horse. I have to respect him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, crazy times. But how are you guys doing? What's up?
I was quickly reading the notes for wrestling, reading the rumor roundup, seeing what happened.
Well, you were in the Instagram models roundup. The quick scroll.
How did you know that I was looking at that right before I looked at the case? That's exactly what I did. How did you know,
my friend? Maybe 23.
Who are you working for? You caught me. You caught me red-handed.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh no! You guys Skyped out, and then my connection got lost, and then I popped back in, and it was laughter. I don't know what happened.
No, man, we were just talking about taking selfies during the protests in Atlanta. Oh wait, I mean not Atlanta.
Oh, crazy!
Do you see that one where like the girl's like naked and she's just sitting down? That viral photo.
Yeah,
I think that was in Portland.
I think so.
Anthony is Skyped up the pure shot.
I didn't read that. There was an article about it. Like,
yeah, he did.
He's back.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, I think that was important. That was like a viral sensation.
I remember I saw it on I didn't really.
Yeah, I saw the headline too. I was like, wow, cool.
Gotta get your point across. Well, wait, there was the woman that was like twerking. There was another woman, I think. There's been a few women that have been naked publicly. Scary. Not sure what's going on.
If you're going to protest, man, I don't know. I guess your point across.
Yeah, I guess whatever floats your boat, right?
Desperate times, man. I got to go deep in the playbook right now, man. Go on page 247. It says get naked and protest. Yeah,
that'll show the popo.
Defund the police.
Oh. Man, defund. That's crazy. Who's going to protect us and get our cats out of trees?
That's the fire department, sir.
Yes, you're right. Well, who's gonna stop that unruly drunk guy from peeing on my
a social worker?
Come down there, I don't know. That could be very efficient, man. I think the idea of it,
the police would probably beat him up.
I don't think it was the Daily Show. Oh man, poor Anthony's making so many good points. I heard on John Oliver or the Daily Show that they said they should take traffic stops away from the police because that's wasting all their time, and then they can focus on other stuff, exactly. Don't do speeding tickets. Don't do clocking people. Just freelance that out to someone else, like the meter maids or whatever. And if you're speeding or doing a traffic thing, they'll send you something in the mail. They won't pull you over, and they'll prevent a lot of stuff, and they'll free the police up to do other more important things. I think they waste a lot of time on traffic stops and speeding tickets.
I agree with that. There's always a cop just sitting with somewhere on some highway. What she could be doing right now.
the cop's version of scrolling Instagram at work.
Yeah. For sure. What are we on today? What are we talking about?
Yeah, am I on? Hello?
Oh my gosh. What's going on in Portland, man? There's an unmarked van parked outside your house, messing up your internet right now?
I guess, man. Gee whiz. I'm just a working guy. I'm just trying to help people. Then I guess people hanging outside the front We get people who like empty their.
Yeah, man.
Ah! What is going on?
It's gonna be a long night.
That's a very
man,
cool
respect
jacket
the
right there,
producer's
though.
fashion
I must
game.
say.
We've been progressing every week.
I like. Yeah,
Me too, man.
wearing a t-shirt. Brought to you by Beverly Hills
This
Polo.
Bolo Club.
All right, here we go.
That's an illegal shameless plug right there.
All right, is this better? Is this better? Are we live?
Let's just let Anthony
Yeah,
talk
we're doing
until he can't talk anymore.
Oh my gosh, crazy!
Yeah.
So no, let's just jump into wrestling. So just in case if I Skype out, I won't have to tell a story and catch back up. I have no idea what's happening in pro wrestling right now, except for that Keith Lee is the double champ, and apparently he has to defend, or not defend, but give up his relinquish, I should say, his North American title in a 3-way ladder match.
What?
Wow, I didn't hear that. That's breaking news.
Yes, to relinquish. Wait, that just happened tonight. I guess that was the announcement.
Oh yeah, major
Really?
spoiler alert, by the way.
Yes,
It was a William Regal thing.
Why did he
I
win it
read.
in the first place?
That's all I know. I caught y'all up.
Anthony made a good
And then you
good
guys
point
Skyped
there.
out.
Yeah, man, I'd like to see him. Why can't he have a run
What
of it?
is
Like
going
Becky and
on?
Becky really didn't have a run for the 2 belts, but
What about Bailey Dose Straps? Been the
tag in.
SmackDown champ for 400 days behind tag champ.
I think she won it from Charlotte, man. Yeah.
Yeah, she did, right? Was that when she
Oh, might have
Ash-
been. Yeah. Damn.
Charlotte's been champ a lot. Great work, by the way, Bailey Dose Straps, 2 belts Banks. Not
Yeah.
2 belts. Back to Anthony's point before we get away from it. So if Anthony can hear me, there's a tournament, I think, right? Like a 3-way ladder match, the North American title. Wasn't again.
Oh
So
man.
he said, "Yeah." That's what
Oh.
I didn't.
That's cool,
I
man.
didn't,
It can make a new star, by
I
the way.
think Oh well, Bronson Reed's gonna be. It's a triple X ladder match. It's gonna be 1, 2. It's gonna be 5 people
Huh.
that I can see graphically. Reed,
Yeah.
take over
Well,
Boston.
that's where SummerSlam was supposed to be.
It'll be in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the homecoming for Sasha
Maybe a surprise
Banks.
appearance by John Cena. And
Oh, yeah,
Wes
'cause that's-
Newberry, yeah.
Oh, this looks like a good match. There's going to be another triple threat. It's going to be the Prince, Finn Balor, Timothy Thatcher, and Dexter Lumis. Do either of you know who any of those guys are? That's Finn Balor.
I know
don't,
Timothy
I can
Thatcher had
tell
like
you
a
real quick.
MMA match with like Matt Riddle. It was like some kind of cage match. I really wanted to see that, but I never
Yes,
got around.
it
Yeah.
was good. He beat him. I mean, that was like Riddle's send off to SmackDown. Dexter Lumis. You guys don't watch. You guys have probably never watched Impact, but
Anthony said, yeah.
he came around. Oh, okay, he did this thing in Impact. It was like he was like a stalker. I don't know if you remember Christy Hemme. She would be like a ring announcer. So he did like this angle where he was like stalking her for
What was
a while.
his name in Impact?
Then he popped up in NXT. Can't remember.
Dexter Dumas.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
Google that, man.
let's
Yeah,
Google
Dexter
it.
Lewis is
Who
a
was Dexter
horrible. I
Lewis?
mean, that's just like I feel like you're just putting a cap on that guy. That's like the Dolph Ziggler of names, man. Like there's
Oh,
a ceiling
poor
for him
Dolph.
just because he has a stupid, goofy name like Zack Ryder.
Dolph Ziggler's ceiling is because
I
he's
thought
short.
Vince McMahon didn't like his hair.
I forget. I saw. That's
He's
what
got,
it
like,
is. It's his
700
hair. You're
different
right.
hairstyles,
So
man.
he remember when he cut it. I don't know if you remember. He was with Vicky Guerrero. He was the U.S. champ. All of a sudden, he came out and his hair was black. He might have had a mustache. Might have looked like Robert Roode. I
I
don't
did
remember
before
if
he
he had the
started-
mustache.
Wait, who?
And he had Dolph Ziggler. He cut his hair. This was like must have been like 2000.
Like
right around when I
2010 or
started watching.
2009 or something, right?
Probably-
I'm guessing.
Yeah, he was with Vicky Guerrero. She was ballet. All of a sudden, he had cut his hair, and they did a thing. It was like a presentation to Dolph Ziggler. But he just explained that the reason Vince didn't like him was because of his hair. like recently, he said that in like a
Ouch.
Sucks, man.
Samuel Yeah, Samuel Shaw. That was his name.
That's right.
Doesn't ring a bell, but sure.
Isn't it interesting?
They
Yeah. Hey, man, Impact's making waves. They're out here
are,
signing.
man. They went on a
agents.
spending spree.
They got. I don't know where
That's
they have all
that's
this
a
money.
good point too, man. Yeah, they got no fans. A subpar TV deal.
Nope.
Slinging $40 pay-per-views. Anthony's got a point about Impact.
What? What happened? Well, what before you say that, what happened? I know that they got rid of Michael Elgin. I know the Speak Up Now. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Cool with that. What happened with Tessa?
I think first of all, she was hard to deal with. Everyone in the locker room hated her. She was probably used a racial slur. Way back. That was like 7 or 8 months ago. That came out on Twitter. But then, then she got quarantined in Mexico and she just didn't want to come back. So I guess her boyfriend's down there, and then I think her deal was coming up anyway in July, and they're just like, you don't want to come back and drop the title, then just get to stepping. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Go and you do this whole thing where you are the first woman to be the heavyweight champion, and then I'm just gonna job it. I'm gonna phone it in like Randy Orton on a summer.
Yeah, man, that was weird. Anthony, what do you?
Sorry.
So real quick before I Skype out, so I gotta tag in real quick. So I just want to say that Impact is now basically on par, if you think about it, audience wise, with every other promotion. So they're all. They're all, playing to audienceless crowds, and so now it's really based on story. So could this be a revival for Impact? Perhaps, right? And they've been, I think, running a kind of a small ship for the long while. So again, now that WWE has been brought to its knees essentially with COVID and AEW and. So my thing is that everybody's now on the same playing field, playing to the same audiences of limited capacity. So stories are plentiful.
That's kind of weird, man, because the COVID era might be remembered if Impact has a good surge here and signs out they signed 6 or 7 dudes. It's Eric Young, EC3, Kurt Hawkins, Andersons and Gallows. Did I say Eric Young already?
They got the Motor City Machine
Chris
Guns.
Sabian's, back in the fold. Diana Perazzo or whatever. Perazzi. Yeah, she's already
the champ.
They've sound like 7 or 8 dudes. I think maybe another part of this is that NWA kind of folded.
They said Billy Corgan he put out something. I didn't read it. Sounded like they had to go out.
It was because it's the Speak Up movement again, because they're the guy who, Dave Lagana.
Oh, is that what it is?
Probably butchering his last name, but he's the guy who rebooted it with Billy Corgan, and I guess he used to be a writer for WWE, then Ring of Honor, and then he just did this NWA reboot, and it was going good, and he had his vision and everything, but then
what happened?
Apparently, I guess he's out in LA. He had a thing for inviting 16, 17-year-old girls out to LA to mentor them. And you know what happens next, man. This 40-something dude creeping on teenagers, and he got called on by multiple people, So,
He went R. Kelly.
It went,
or
went just pro wrestling, basically. There's so many people. Man, Elgin, Ryan.
I'm still baffled by that. I'm still baffled by that whole thing because, I believe it happened. I know there's a lot of sick people out there. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But I'm so shocked by the people that are brought up in it. Like the Elgin,
Joey Ryan. Yeah.
Joey Ryan. That's who it was. People like that, and then all these other people behind the scenes. And I'm just like, wow, dude. Your career just ruined. You may never get to wrestle again. You probably won't get to perform again. If these allegations are true,
I would be shocked if Joey Ryan or Michael Elgin or some of these guys ever. Jack Gallagher's probably gonna take at least 2 or 3 years off. Man.
Jack Gallagher, dude. You can't recover. You can't blame the victim in any way, right? Because a teenager is usually easily influenced. And then if this is your shot to make it or not make it or be featured, it's what do you what are you gonna do if you're a young person? You're gonna probably probably naive. You don't know any better. So, so crazy. But
it's crazy, man. Impact.
they signed so many people, man. I was like, this is what I thought of it. I'm like looking at the storyline. So you got Eric Young. I guess his new character is like the god of wrestling. I guess that's how they're presenting him. EC3 is like create your own narrative kind of thing. I think they renamed Kurt Hawkins.
Heath Slater. I feel like Heath Slater, man. Yeah, buff Heath Slater.
Oh, Slater's gone? Or Slater's an Impact?
Yeah, he showed up at Slammiversary, couldn't get in, and then Rhino was like, come back on Tuesday. I guess their show's on Tuesday night.
Slater and Rhino back together. Oh my God.
He went back. And he was trying to get in, they wouldn't let him in, so I guess they're running an angle where he can't in. And then the Good Brothers are there too, but it just seems like just like that, they're in these pretty interesting storylines. And then all their time in WWE was just wasted. Eric Young was cool when he was with Sanity. That could have went somewhere. Heath Slater, I think, is much more talented than people know. All those guys.
Yeah, that's 6 W.
They just need
WWE
a chance.
dudes plus Deanna from NXT, man. Yeah, Peraza. So I mean, that's 7 people right to your main roster for Impact, and I mean that's good.
Are you shocked AEW didn't sign any of them besides FTR?
Anthony, what do you have to say?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if NWA was gone. What about Nick Aldis?
He's going to go back to being a boring wrestler somewhere else of 30-minute rest holds. And him and Bobby Roode can wrestle for my least favorite wrestler in terms of work rate ever.
Did Bobby Roode get released in the cuts? He's still...
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, he's stuck in Canada because he's Canadian. I don't know.
He might be. It's like Pac.
Pac, he's stuck in England. Pac. Yeah, he's stuck over UK, man. Yeah, I think Tony Khan got asked about that in an interview a couple weeks, or maybe last week. Yeah, Pac is just stuck. They don't want to bring him back, and like him being stuck here or him not be able to like get stuck. Yeah, wherever. So yeah, he's that's kind of I guess that's kind of good for AEW. They kind of got like some money in their pocket whenever he comes back.
Yeah, he's a good story. Another guy that was in WWE that they kind of tapped into the Pac character, but not enough. It was on 205.
It was the Neville level, dude.
Yeah, it was Neville, man. They wanted to make him Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, just horrible idea. I was gonna say, Theron brought up a good point that now that these like 6 or 7 free agents are off the board, does that open up like Rusev and Zack Ryder to automatically go to AEW? Like, could they get those two? Or I'm trying to think who else is out there. But yeah, man, that could be major.
I would be fascinated to see what happens with Zack Ryder wherever he goes. It'd be interesting to see him as a different character beyond Zack Ryder.
Yeah,
you know what
man, I mean? That guy he's talented, man. He's got a decent creative mind behind him. So I could see what he do without the reins on him, like about let the dog run in the yard for free.
Right.
To see where he goes. That's just kind of shit.
I would like to see him be really heel. I would love to see him evil.
Dude,
cool. People would want to boo him, man.
I don't know how he'd pull it off.
Boo him, dude. That's what sucks, man. There's no crowd right now, dude. No crowd.
There's no crowd. Interesting. It's like baseball starting back up and scrimmaging, no fans. It's weird. NBA, the first scrimmages were on today. There's no fans. It's bizarre. That's a word. That's what I've borrowed. I borrowed that from Mark Calloway, the Undertaker. Watched all of The Last Ride. Like, really good documentary. That's the best way to describe COVID-19. Is just
the best way to describe my favorite D12 member.
Man, I don't know.
Who's the other? I don't remember. That's the only one I remember. The horrible.
That's
group.
the only name I remember too. Oh, Proof.
Oh man,
Proof.
Real name, no gimmicks. That's Oh man. Yeah, this is bizarre, man. Yeah, like Major League Baseball's got like cardboard cutout fans.
Oh, that's right. They're doing that, right? You can pay for a cutout of yourself.
That's really? You can pay for it?
I think that's what they're doing. or maybe you don't pay. Maybe if you have season tickets, you are offered. I think you're offered the chance to take a picture. You send in the picture.
That's pretty amazing, man. And another thing I saw, like through the MLB app, you can, while you're watching the game, you can press boo or cheer, and then like the stadium volume will go up and down depending on, like, it'll connect to like whoever's running the stadium volume, and they'll bring it up or down.
Interesting. No, it's creating what it's done is create new innovative ways to come up with to entertain the masses. And I guess fan interaction would be
interesting. Boo!
Just keep pressing
right. You just keep pressing the boo. You're just trolling.
That's where we're at in entertainment right now, man.
Oh,
it's
man.
March, dude. Craving it, man.
Gosh.
How are we doing with the cases in general? I guess I've stopped looking at the news. I don't know what to think anymore. I watched this funny dude named Trey Kennedy did like a whole thing about it. Basically, his comedy thing was where I am. No one knows. I think we're in phase 4.
Last time we took in phase 2 or something. Phase 1.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what phase we're in anymore. I don't know if the cases are up, down. I don't know if the death toll's up, down. I mean, I told you guys we had someone that had it work. I didn't get it. I was negative. Everyone that was there was negative. That one person. One of my other good buddies in Arizona, him and his whole family got it. But they're all recovered. All these people are recovered. So it's like, you know what I mean?
I think the only thing I know is like the next controversy is like what to do with schools. Like, are they going to open back up, or how are they going to open back up? They're going to open up 50% capacity. Like, people take turns each day to go to school. Or are they going to do it all like on Zoom?
What? Is this universities or just schools in general?
Yeah, I don't know about universities. Yeah, it seems like college universities are better equipped to do remote stuff. So they're like kind of like just punting on the fall semester or whatever. But yeah, like grade school and high school, like what are they gonna? I think that's the next controversy. Like people want to send their kids, some people don't want to send their kids, and I think that's the next controversy. Yeah.
So off if you're like going into your senior year, and you're just like, "This is my year, man!" And then
COVID. Yeah. California like canceled, put all their fall and winter sports into spring. They bumped them all.
In any category, like
football, football,
grades,
basketball is all in spring now. Bumped it up. Yeah, high school. Yeah, high school.
These are high school sports. Oh.
Interesting.
What they're doing is they're just pushing things out and hoping that it'll get better.
Yeah.
Like Vince McMahon, he's not really concerned with the ratings right now. He's obviously well off. He's just kind of thinking better when the fans are there, and he's planning to try to have fans in September. And I'm like, as the months go on, it's not like looking like that's going to happen.
But the thing about WWE with their big misstep here, they had their chance, they had their captive audience, they had their they never stopped, and they had their run up, and now real sports are coming back, and like, what are you gonna do? Like football, basketball, baseball, that's all going to be converging at one, and now WWE had its chance to be under the spotlight, and they totally blew it. Ratings have been sinking. Less people have been watching. More people are going away and skipping on it. It's like they had the captive audience and they just farted into the mic, and that was their entertainment. This is your entertainment.
Oh no!
AEW's been killing NXT like week.
Yeah, I think AEW is a little better, a little more equipped, but just a smidge. But
there's a smidge. You know, I mean. Because they're still looking for like the characters. I mean, they've only been around for like a year. Well, not even a year.
I think a year in October. Yeah,
they've only been around since October. But you know, it just seems like they put on better. I don't know. It's just shows more entertaining. I mean, you have Les Champions, Chris Jericho, he is the GOAT, by the way. Anthony, I decided last because when he gets on the mic, he just delivers. He can go and announce. Hilarious when he's an announcer. He can get in the ring, give you a 5-star match, put over Orange Cassidy, and you tune into NXT. It's cool. Keith Lee's the champion, but no, it's just not as grabby. grabbed by that.
It's got WWE stank on it. That's
Usually.
why, man. I think the main roster's been so bad. It's kind of now that all three have been like Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are all on TV every week. It's kind of like that Monday Friday stank is like creeping over to Wednesday. It's like, oh man, like this company messes up so much on two out of their three shows. Like, when's it gonna happen in NXT? And I think people are just like, oh man, I'm not gonna give NXT a chance because I'm so frustrated for Raw and SmackDown.
And they got a lot of talent down over there in NXT. Maybe when the fans come back, whenever that is, maybe it'll get better, or maybe when more of the wrestlers are available, maybe.
That's true, man. Full Sail University and that crowd really, like, that was like part of NXT's appeal because they had such a passionate fan base. Take that away from them really might hurt them more than Raw and SmackDown.
True. Well, do you know who is good on WWE is Bailey Doe Straps and Two Belts Banks. That's like the best storyline on their programming right now because they wrestle like on all three shows.
Yeah, man.
Where they wrestle SmackDown, they're on Raw, they're on NXT sometimes. Like, and Bailey's, I like her. She grew on me. She started off real slow. Now she's just great.
Yeah,
hilarious. Doing it with Banks. Talk about crap.
I totally forgot that even happened. So that's my comment.
Yeah.
I fell asleep. Literally went 2003 LSU versus Oklahoma State. Fell asleep through the whole show.
As well. I wanted to go back and watch it, man, but then I read the reviews and like nothing really like popped out at me. Like nothing like the only thing I kind of wanted to do was Banks versus Asuka, but other than that, like Strowman versus Wyatt in a swamp match, like it didn't sound very appealing. Like felt.
Well, they did.
I was gonna say like WWE had their graveyard match and they had the Funhouse match. They kind of like that shot their bullets out. Then had nothing left in the chamber after that, like creatively. So I don't know. You want to talk about that match there? Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch.
No, you slept it.
Slept through it. I've been wanting to watch it, but I'm just like. I don't know. I heard it wasn't as good as the other two, and I don't. But okay, so the only question I have is who won the match. The story was that Bray Wyatt, the original Bray Wyatt, was character. He fought Braun back and forth. It was like a spot where they were like in the swamp. Bray was trying to get out of the water, but he couldn't get out of the water. So like, Fiend keeps the Bray character subdued. So you have Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt and you have the Fiend, and then you don't get the other Bray Wyatt. But the Fiend emerged at the end. So does that mean he's the Universal Champion? Or what?
I think you can't leave your audience this like befuddled, and then you can't like make a joke with the Fiend for this many months and like flip a switch and expect people to like take him seriously again. It's just like, man, that
really like totally that story.
Like it ruined a lot of goodwill with the Fiend, man. Like Bray Wyatt built that up from the ground up, planted that little seed, and it grew into a great big like forest. And then WWE's came chopping down the trees, and just like, and now they want you to pay attention. Then now they want to pay attention again. It's like hard, man. Like Bray Wyatt's been like so like on and off so much. It's like it's hard to take him seriously. Even if he does win at SummerSlam, I don't.
Was his character like destroyed when Goldberg took the title off of him? Is that when he officially died?
Man, yeah.
I don't know. Not exactly sure. I just read what Cage Side analyzed it as. The guy that analyzed Extreme Rules for Cage Side gave it a B. I gave it an F. I don't know why he liked it. He said it was really good. I mean, you had that match. You had Ziggler lose to Mac.
Yeah.
You knew that was going to happen. Somehow, Cesaro and Nakamura. It was
like a tables match, right?
Kofi, yeah, they put Kofi through two tables stacked on top of each other. That was cool. The Asuka Sasha finish was bad. The match was good, and then the finish was tragic. They just did it so they could get a ratings pop on Raw, have a rematch on.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Like, so the ending was Bayley put on a referee shirt and counted 3, and she somehow wins. Like, even though she's just like that's like Bobby the Brain Heenan putting on a referee jersey and counting 3. Like what? Or Paul Heyman doing it.
Has Bobby
I mean, that definitely adds controversy,
makes no
right?
sense, man.
That's some creative shenanigans. No, for sure, it doesn't make sense, but, it just kind of would anger Asuka, and then, of course, she's got to get the belt back, because rightfully she never lost it,
why does she have to get the belt back, man? Why can't she just get the belt? Because, this is invalid. You're just making up your own rules, Bailey. It's just...
we need a storyline because we have such a limited roster.
But do they have a limited roster? They're like a $4 billion company with
they don't.
200 people on the roster.
They don't.
And if you cut it in half, they still have 100 people. It's more than AEW and Impact combined, probably. So it's I don't know, man. This goes back to the start of the pandemic. Is I want to cut WWE some slack, but you have a writer's room of 20 people. You have great minds and Vince McMahon and Triple H in the business working your things. You had Paul Heyman, you had Bruce Pritchard, all these people of experience. Yeah, have all the writers. You have a stacked roster. You really should be putting on a good show, despite having no fans, despite being in a pandemic, besides losing people now and again. Damn, that still looks back. Yeah.
No, we can't use Vince.
That's true, man. It's probably more of a hampering.
I was watching the last ride. It was the year. It was the. I guess Undertaker didn't wrestle at WrestleMania the last time there was fans. So last year, I didn't even notice that. I don't even remember that. I thought he was there, but he was in the back talking to Vince, and he's like, "I should be out there." And I don't know if Vince was saying I think he was just talking about a possible match. His idea was he was like, "All right, so I got the guy, and the guy's going to be son of the Giant González." I don't even know if you guys watched WWE.
Was he joking when he
said
what?
No, I'm pretty sure he was serious.
No.
Oh man, it happened so fast. It takes nah. I don't got enough in me for that. That was his offer.
But that was the year when Becky Lynch headlined WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, it was either that or it was that document goes through all of his last matches. Every match is bad, so he's no, I gotta come back again.
Right?
I gotta come back again.
Tony,
Goldberg almost killed me. I gotta come back again.
It's got to be Taker versus Sting, and then they both walk away into the sunset.
He might walk away this time.
I don't know, man. WWE's throwing so much cash at him. Not only WWE, but Saudi Arabia, because they love their old school wrestlers out there. So let's give a $10 million check to WWE and say, hey, get Taker on this card. Get Taker versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H and Kane or whatever.
Ric Flair.
They almost killed Shawn Michaels when he did that moonsault. He landed on his head.
That's so bad.
That match was bad too. That's all that documentary is just these matches are bad because missed this spot or this happened, or the Lesnar match. I guess he was concussed. That was a good match, but I didn't know he fought that match. He
WrestleMania 30 match, yeah.
Doesn't remember
anything. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. And Vince is just milking it. Vince wants the ratings. He's like, you can wrestle till you're 75.
He really said all this stuff with his straight face.
No, but I'm pretty sure he was thinking it, man. He's the wily old coot.
Are you high, Vince? What the hell, man? What the hell?
I heard him say it, and I was like, I know he's joking.
Were you were you on a gummy trip when that happened? You sure you heard that correctly?
No, he said that. If you watch, it says it. Back, they're in Gorilla.
Yeah.
Or they're in.
Name the episode.
I'm like,
right
no.
There. Nothing can top that in the next 20 minutes.
No, I think that was his first WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was the one or Jake Roberts, right?
Roberts.
He wrestled Jimmy Snuka too, and he had some horrible.
Interesting.
Yeah,
he wrestled Jimmy Snuka,
and then Jake Roberts is the one where he did the he did the tombstone pile driver on the outside, and literally Jake Roberts' head is not even literally 3 foot off the ground. Even as a kid, I was like, hey, what the hell? Who knows what Jake was going to do during that time?
Crazy. I'm so paranoid that I'm gonna Skype out. That's why I've been primarily silent this whole episode.
Oh, no, you're
I'm so paranoid that because it's happened. I'll talk for about a minute and then you guys stop moving and then everything just freaks out. So I'm trying to yeah, I'm just a wreck, man. I got two headsets on, one for microphone,
I was like,
one for earphone. I'm just falling apart. I'm not contributing jack dingus to this conversation.
Man, I want to talk about Red Dead, man. Red Dead.
Game is great. The game, there's so much to do. You got to eat regularly. If not, you get underweight, then you get hurt. Your beard grows, your hair grows.
What?
You got to oh man, you got to craft items. You got to find actually, here's something cool. So when you set up camp and you eat, you have to eat sustenance to keep your health up or whatever. You can make recipes. So if you have a mint leaf and then stringy meat, you could be oh, I could put these two things together and then it does this effect for me. Right? I don't know, some weird stuff. You got to go fishing and there's just so much. You have to in the hunting aspect of it, you can't just blast. You can't just shoot a rabbit 500 times and then get its pelt. You have to see what grade of pelt the animal is. So there's 1, 2, 3 stars, and then depending on where you hit it, you can either get a perfect pelt, a good pelt, or a poor pelt. So if you're bad with your shots, you won't make as much money from your hunting. But if you have good shots, or if you hit the animal right in the heart or the head, then you get perfect pelts.
Is there overarching storyline to all this, or
that
is
much
just a guy in the West?
Totally. It takes place before the first Red Dead, so it fills in a lot of holes. Yeah, it fills in a lot of holes. So you're a part of John Marston's gang, and it's they incorporate pieces of of course the first Red Dead. So part of the map you start out with. So the last part of the game that you play in Red Dead 1 is one of the first areas that you start Red Dead 2 in. So it's pretty rad, but you have a camp that you stay at, and you have to go hunting, and you have to donate money to the camp. You can get upgrades for the camp, ammo, provisions. You have to bring food to the camp people, so that way they your camp can stay alive. And it's pretty crazy, man. There's just so much to do. But the missions are just like any other, Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead. You have the little people on the blip or the map, and then you go to that person and start the mission, and then that leads to another mission, leads to another thing. So eventually, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You can go plant hunting, go dinosaur bone hunting. There's dinosaur bones all over the place that you got to find. That's a random side mission.
Wait. Dinosaur bones?
Yeah, you got to find dinosaur bones hidden throughout the map. You find a stranger,
dinosaurs in this world,
and she's find these bones. No, there's no dinosaurs, just the bones.
Becoming a Turok crossover.
Yeah, right. But game is crazy, and I hear the online play is a totally different map, and so yeah, it's pretty crazy. Super fun game. I'm definitely gonna be rotting my brain probably a little bit later. Right, but yeah, so you've been listening to Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Obviously, we're on. Oh gosh, we're on iTunes. Right, I'm falling apart, man. Just can't do this. Just can't hang right now. We're on Podbean. We're on iTunes. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over the place, but definitely subscribe, and then that way you'll get these shows delivered to your podcast inbox or wherever. And I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I haven't been catching up with wrestling. I have no idea what's going on. Didn't even know Extreme Rules happened. Didn't even know there was a Swamp Thing match. No idea. Yeah, I don't know. Swamp match, Gator Roll match. I didn't even know Heath Slater left WWE and is a part of Impact. There's so much of this. Well, I knew that, but I didn't know he went to Impact. Right? I didn't know all these people went to Impact. It's crazy.
Yeah, we went big and signed a bunch of people. See how that,
good for them.
Yeah.
Right? Will Kanye West go to Impact?
Oh man, Kanye West, yo, he needs to go somewhere.
Man, this new album better be hot, man.
That guy is
running for president and having breakdowns.
Is it gonna be a gospel album or is it gonna be a normal album? Is he still a born again Christian, or is he back to easy, or is this Kanye West, The Life of Pablo, which is his best album since My Beautiful Dark Twisted?
Is this like ODB when he became Big Baby Jesus and then went back to being ODB?
He hasn't changed his name. He's just gone really off the charts.
Has he deleted all his stuff? Because he was thinking it was a Monday night where he was just like, Kim Kardashian is trying to like,
I don't think so.
Take away my kids and get me into a mental institution.
I mean,
yeah.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, there's like he basically was airing out his own dirty laundry to the world. Like he was tweeting all of his arguments with his wife and his mother.
Doing like screenshots of like their text messages.
Right. Like there's like a message that's like, yo, Chris, it's Ye. Are you ready to talk now? I'm trying to do my best Ye impersonation. And then it said like the movie, everybody knows the movie Get Out was about me. You know what I mean? Like, bro, keep that stuff in house. Those should be arguments you should be having home. We can't help you. We can't stop if your wife is actually trying to get you. Nothing we can do to stop. You know what I mean? I don't know how she's. No, I mean, they're still married. Obviously cares about him. They also have like 4 children together. So, and he's just with him. He's still running for president.
Yeah, he says, "Hi guys, please sign up to put me on the ballot in South Carolina and in these locations." And listed a bunch of.
So he'll be like Ross
man.
Perot.
Yeah, and then like 2 days ago, he says, "I'm going to focus on my music now." Then yesterday, he released that video of Dave Chappelle, and from like.
That was good. It wasn't even that funny.
What was that about, man?
Like,
I guess he's like, yeah, he's.
It was just. Dave went and saw him. He's at this ranch in Wyoming. Dave went to check on him, and he's like, Dave, something funny, and Dave. I don't know. I just came to check on you. And he's like, nah, man. Come on, Dave. Like, you got to do something to make me laugh and tell a joke.
Then, like, what else happened in that video?
That was really it. At the end, they go back to a clip of Dave saying that crazy. It's don't understand things. This is the man that said George Bush doesn't pay back.
I mean, that seems like it's really tame compared to whatever the last 16 years, man. Like, doesn't even like get a blip on my radar anymore.
I'm gonna let you finish with Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? That was him.
Yeah. That was weird, man. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there. I have in these notes something about Naomi.
I guess give Naomi a chance was trending on Twitter, and like everyone, like Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks was supporting her, and yeah, I guess Naomi lost to Lana in like a minute by roll up on Friday night. That's what pushed everyone over the edge. Yeah, Lana.
Did you say Lana or?
Maybe. Yeah, it's Lana.
You lost to Lana?
Oh, it might have been Lacey Evans. Right. It was some blonde Vanilla that Vince McMahon probably likes.
Naomi's been the women's champion.
That's true, man.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what, but
I mean,
like Booker T was saying, like no one deserves a chance. You just kind of like work for what you get and get when you get. I don't know. So then Sasha Banks and Naomi were attacking Booker T on Twitter.
I mean,
interesting.
That's kind of how it goes, right? You kind of get picked to get your spot, not your dog spot.
Yeah.
Push, you know, like, and then you just fade into oblivion. Like, I mean, that's how it goes. Like, I'm trying to think of people like Kofi Kingston. Yeah. I mean, 11 years, and then you get a 6-month title run, and then boom. I mean, Jinder Mahal. I know that was awful, but it happened.
Dolph Ziggler,
boom.
Carmella,
and now
maybe say
Dolph. Right, Mella. Like, what happened to Mella? Like, I like her. don't even know if she's at TV anymore. Is she there? Is she still on SmackDown?
Yeah, no idea, man. Yeah.
No idea.
That's like, I think it's a problem. But yeah, WWE's like, they build up these stars and they don't have like, they can get people to the top of the mountain, but they can't figure out how to get people back down to it. Like, get back down to a deeper. There's like no middle ground. Either you're at the top of the mountain or you're way at the bottom. I think that's the problem. Like, Naomi's been to the top of the mountain, like you said, twice, but in between that, like, nothing, man. Yeah, there's no like middle ground, and like he could be a star, and if you build someone up to be a champion, you should be able to keep him at a certain level. And they just have people like fall through the cracks too much, and I think that's frustrating to fans, and I guess it looks like the performers as well.
Yeah. Like EC3. I mean, he never even.
He had one big match, which was his debut match with the North American Championship. But I think what Adam Cole, Ricochet.
That was it. And
EC3. I forgot who else was in that match, but that seemed like the only good match I can think he ever did. Yeah,
I think that's all he did.
Yeah, that.
And it was the only match he had.
He fought Dean Ambrose. That was when I was like, all right, this is the EC3 build, and then was it? I guess he did go out and say that he was trying to pitch EC3 that we have now, or he didn't want to pitch it to WWE because he didn't want them to ruin it. He just kept it till he was released, and then he started doing the little videos he's been.
I think it was bad for when EC3 when he brought up the main roster, and their idea was he would play a character who does not speak. That was a part of that Dean Ambrose thing. It was Dean Ambrose like Alexa Bliss. Part of the thing was like every time he'd go to speak or get the mic, like something would cut off or something would happen. They did that for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then he had that match, like you said. But yeah,
that
like literally did that.
Weeks?
Yeah.
I thought it was like one episode.
He'd have like a big response, and like something would happen, get cut off, you get run in, and they go to commercial break. It's like, are you like, are you serious?
Wow.
That's probably his strongest attribute, and like you play a riff on that. It's like, what are you? Like what?
Yeah, grossly mishandled. But hey, Impact scooping him up, so Impact could potentially be an actual formidable
man,
promotion.
If you wanted him to get out of that Impact pond because he felt like he was big enough, he's too big of a fish for that, and then now he's back in that pond. But yeah, like you said, maybe he can grow the pond a little bit. That's it.
Right, everybody's swimming in the same pond, right? Everybody's got the same constraints, so we'll see what happens. But we got like maybe like a minute or two left. Final thoughts? What do you guys think?
All Theron do is like he's so great at getting the notes we missed in terms of wrestling news. But I would say Chad Gable, man, another guy who didn't get a shout. I saw him on Pro Wrestling Twitter. People were saying if he was like in New Japan, he'd be like this all like world like super popular dude and super popular on the internet, but he's stuck in WWE, so he probably will never get that opportunity until his contract runs out if he chooses not to resign. So he was one of the. I'm like, yeah, that's right, man. American Alpha and him in NXT, like, yeah, he could have been super popular.
I watched the Survivor Series from
Super random.
Interesting to see the characters that were in it. It was like Dean Ambrose was there. There's a time that this was when the Shield wasn't a thing. Rollins was there, Reigns was there, Ambrose was did like triple bar. Well, they were gonna do it, I think. But he was there. Chad Gable, he was a member of American Alpha. No, they were good. Obviously, the other guy got hurt. Jordan, I forgot his name.
Angle's son.
No, that's right.
But I don't even know if even think that the Chad Gable, the character they've made him, I hate to say the name, Shorty G. I don't even think he's getting a lot of TV time right now. I think he had a little feud with Sheamus when Sheamus came back, and then that was it. Other than that, I mean, there could be a new Nation of Domination forming, maybe. Farouk was there. MVP's got a little stable. It's like him, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
It'll probably be stupid.
That's the problem. I love that idea on paper, but I just don't trust the WWE to like execute it well. Like, damn, that's like what EC is starting.
No.
You can give a good idea to WWE, but then they'll ruin it. Like a Nation Domination reboot sounds cool, but I wish it wasn't in WWE.
It does. Could you put Rick?
Yeah, right.
And then, yeah, I mean, make my. Got Ricochet and Cedric Alexander as a tag team. That probably won't amount to anything. And those guys are both really talented, especially Ricochet. Like,
yeah, man. Ricochet. If Ricochet was in the AEW, what would he be doing? Yeah.
So much more. I mean, they made Kairi Sane say, screw it, I quit. I'm just going to go back to Japan, be with my husband. I don't even want to wrestle.
Yeah.
She just came out. She just came around like 4 years
Didn't she win the not the Mae Young Classic? Yeah, Mae Young Classic. Didn't she win that over Shayna Baszler? Yeah.
He beat Shayna Baszler. Well, Baszler's back.
Yeah, 2 weeks
TV,
ago, I think we were complaining about Baszler, so yeah, she's back. So, thank you, Triple H. Or thank you, Paul, for listening to our podcast and then responding accordingly.
Yeah, not Paul Heyman though. I think he got fired from All Creative Duties. Yes.
Shoot. All right, Tommy, final thoughts?
This episode, man.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully next episode won't be so Skypey, and I'll hope to have my microphone back so that way I can not be doing this two microphone setup. I was looking at the desktop and I was like, oh shoot, like it's old school desktop, dude. It has one plug-in for microphone, another plug-in for headphones, and I was like, shoot, well, these headphones also have a microphone, but there's two different inputs, so I got to use two different headsets to get this to work. So just piecing it together. Those are my final thoughts. You know, you get creative within your constraints. If there's a lesson to be learned, you get creative in constraints. But you're listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Share the show with a friend. Thanks for listening.
Watch out for those unmarked vans.